Hello all, hope you're doing well today. Today we are talking, it's chapter 15, and we're talking more about mega events and sport festivals. Here we go. So in this chapter, you should be able to discuss the mega events and why they are important, but also be able to look at the positives of a mega event and the negatives for the hosting site. Be able to give examples of how mega events have evolved and how national and state level sport festivals relate to mega events like the Olympic Games. So let's begin by introducing the concept of sports festivals, which are also known as multi-sport events. These festivals have been instrumental in laying the groundwork for what we now consider mega events in the sports world. The Olympic Games are the most prominent example. Not only are they the largest, but also the oldest of these modern international festivals. Their immense popularity and global appeal have led to the creation of numerous other festivals at the international, national, and even state levels, showcasing the widespread impact and legacy of this model. Now, mega events are major, one-time, or recurring events that play a powerful role in boosting a destination's appeal and profitability, both in the short and long term. These events are not just large in scale. They have significant impacts on the host city or nation, economically, socially, and physically. They attract global media attention, draw large crowds, and often leave lasting legacies, whether in the form of infrastructure, tourism growth, or community transformation. In essence, these are high-stakes, high-impact events with enduring consequences. Large-scale cultural and sporting events such as the Olympics, FIFA World Cup, and Super Bowl are not just entertainment. They have dramatic character, mass appeal, and international significance. These events are typically organized by a combination of national governments and international non-governmental organizations, making them vital elements of official public culture. These events attract millions globally, uniting people across cultural and national lines, and often serve as platforms for nations to showcase their strengths and gain international recognition. And a lot of times the characters behind the athletes, their stories and where they've come from, and are just as important. Those Super Bowl ads, companies spend millions of dollars for just 30 seconds of airtime. Over $7 million per ad in recent years. These ads are highly anticipated and often become as talked about as the game itself. Brands use humor, celebrity appearances, and emotional storytelling to capture global attention. It's a prime example of how mega events generate massive commercial appeal and media engagement. And then the halftime music performances have featured global superstars like Beyonce, Rihanna, Shakira, and YouTube. It's a major platform for artists, often leading to spikes in streaming and music sales. The show blends entertainment, marketing, and cultural messaging on a grand stage. These performances are tightly choreographed and watched by over 100 million viewers worldwide. To host these events, significant investments are required, both in event-specific infrastructures like stadiums and then general infrastructure such as roads, housing, and transportation. The Olympics, for example, often results in upgraded mass transit and new venues that benefit cities long after the event. Successful large-scale events require collaboration between national governments and international governments like the IOC or FIFA, ensuring both local and global objectives are met. So these events have lasting cultural, economic, and infrastructural impact, shaping global connections and local communities long after they end. Mega events such as the Olympics and World Cup are defined by several key characteristics and measurable factors, such as the number of visitors. Mega events attract over 500,000 visitors, significantly boosting tourism and global attention. And then the reach of the event. These events have a global reach, with broadcasting rights often exceeding $100 million. They engage millions of viewers worldwide, creating a massive media presence. The cost of the event. The financial commitment for hosting a mega event is enormous, often exceeding $1 billion. This includes both direct cost and long-term investments in infrastructure and the impact on the built environment. The event often leads to significant changes in the built environment, such as the construction of new venues and facilities that can transform the city's landscape and infrastructure for future use. And the infrastructure investment, so typically over $1 billion. This includes upgrading roads, public transportation systems, and housing to accommodate the influx of visitors and participants. Olympic broadcasting rights are a significant revenue source for the International Olympic Committee, or the IOC. These rights allow broadcasters to air the Olympic Games and reach millions of viewers globally. The Olympics attract extensive global viewership, making broadcasting rights highly valuable. The IOC negotiates deals with networks around the world to ensure that the Games are accessible to audiences in virtually every country. Broadcasting rights represent a major portion of the Olympics revenue. For example, the IOC secured over $4 billion for broadcasting rights for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics across multiple platforms. Broadcasting rights are often sold in long-term packages. For example, the IOC signed a deal with NBC for the 2024 to 2032 Olympic Games, reportedly worth over $7.75 billion for the United States broadcasting rights alone. These rights are not limited to traditional TV broadcasts. Increasingly, they're including digital platforms and streaming services further to expand the reach and revenue. So here you see the event classification matrix, and it is based upon the scale of the event. And oftentimes we put that into local, regional, or national events. So local events have a limited scope. Typically, they attract a small number of people, and those would be more of your local festivals, your community sports. The regional events attract participants and audiences from a larger geographic area. And so that would be like your UIL regional sporting event. The national events have a national significance involving large-scale participation and media coverage. And so this would be like your national championships, much like what you saw with the Final Four basketball tournament in San Antonio. It could also be concerts. And then international or mega events are global events that draw massive international participation and media attention, such as the Olympics, FIFA World Cup, and Expo. And of course, with that, the dollar amount spent on that for the rights fees, as well as the total cost of the event and the capital investment from the host city as something that they look at as well. So the impact on the host city or the region, oftentimes, your local sporting events is going to be limited to temporary changes in the host city. There might be some local business and some minor improvements. More of the medium impact would include moderate changes to the infrastructure or long-term tourism benefits, like your regional conferences and tournaments. If it's something that has a high impact, there's major changes to the city's infrastructure and lasting influence on its cultural and economic landscape. You saw that with the London Olympics this last year, where they transformed facilities, but also creating temporary facilities, having a beach volleyball game under the arch and things along that line. The duration, so typically the local events are more short term. They may last a few days and maybe even weeks with festivals or conventions. The medium term are going to last several weeks or even months, often with pre-event preparation and post-event impacts with your regional competitions or your national festivals. And then long-term events would be the prolonged impacts that influence the host city for years. Again, the Olympic Games, where they had to work on transit and roads to get to the access to the facilities. So an event classification matrix looks at all of these different arenas and classifies it as, again, it's a framework to evaluate and categorize events based on their geographic reach, the impact on the host, the duration, helping organizations understand the scope and requirements for successful event planning and execution. Mega events such as the Olympics, World Cup, or major international festivals can bring several positive impacts to the host city and community. Mega events attract large numbers of visitors from around the world. This influx boosts local economies through tourism as visitors spend on accommodations, food, transportation, and souvenirs. The financial benefits can extend well beyond the event itself with sustained tourism growth. Hosting a mega event often drives significant investment in the city's infrastructure. This includes upgrading or building new transportation networks, sport facilities, and public spaces. These improvements benefit both the event and the local economy long after the event ends. And mega events often attract global media attention, portraying the host city in a positive light. This can enhance the city's reputation, attracting future visitors, investors, and businesses. The glamorous coverage emphasizes the city's culture, innovation, and hospitality. And mega events create numerous job opportunities in the short term, from construction workers to event staff. Additionally, the long-term infrastructure developments can create sustainable jobs, further boosting the local employment rate. And the excitement and engagement surrounding a mega event can improve the mental and physical well-being of the local population. The events encourage physical activity, inspire pride in the city, and foster a sense of community and connection among the citizens. While mega events can bring significant benefits, they also come with several negative impacts for the host city and its residents. Hosting a mega event often requires substantial investment, often exceeding $1 billion. Many cities struggle to secure funding, and despite expectations, the financial returns might not meet projections. The cost of constructing new infrastructure or upgrading existing facilities can result in long-term debt or diverted funds from other crucial areas like healthcare or education. Large-scale infrastructure projects for mega events can also lead to the displacement of local communities. People may be forced to move from their homes to make way for new venues or transportation systems, causing social disruptions and sometimes leading to a loss of community identity. Mega events often involve large-scale construction, which can contribute to environmental degradation. The building of stadiums, hotels, and transportation systems can lead to deforestation, pollution, and waste. In addition, the influx of tourists can increase waste generation and carbon emissions, impacting the local environment. While mega events can create temporary job opportunities, many of these positions are low wage and short term. Post-event workers may face unemployment, and the long-term economic benefits are not always evenly distributed. Often, local residents may not benefit as much as expected, and income inequality can worsen. The influx of visitors during a mega event can also cause overcrowding in local areas, placing immense pressure on public services, housing, and transportation systems. The high demand can lead to strain on local resources, negatively impacting residents' quality of life. They can also lead to cultural homogenization, where the unique identity of the host city is overshadowed by the global spectacle. Local traditions and cultural expressions may be marginalized in favor of international appeal, reducing the cultural diversity of the region. The early Olympic Games were held in conjunction with global trade festivals, showcasing both athletic competitions and cultural exchanges. These events were not just about sport, but were tied to broader international commerce and diplomacy, fostering connections between nations. As media technology has progressed, especially with the advent of television and later digital platforms, the global reach of mega events have grown exponentially. This technological growth made it easier for sponsors to connect with a worldwide audience, leading to a surge in commercial partnerships. In 1928, Coca-Cola became the first official sponsor of the Olympic Games. This marked the beginning of corporate sponsorship in mega events, which has since evolved into a major source of revenue. Today, global brands are deeply embedded in the Olympics and other mega events, helping fund the enormous cost of organizing them. The FIFA World Cup was established in 1930, marking the start of one of the most watched and lucrative sporting events in the world. Over the decades, the World Cup has grown to become a global spectacle, attracting millions of viewers and generating significant revenue through broadcasting rights, sponsorship, and tourism. The Women's World Cup, which began in 1991, represents a significant milestone in the evolution of mega events. It gave a platform to female athletes and significantly contributed to the development of women's sports on the global stage. The tournament has grown in prominence with increasing media coverage, sponsorships, and viewership. International and national sport festivals are significant events that unite athletes from diverse regions, cultures, and backgrounds. These festivals often highlight specific themes or populations, focusing on criteria such as the geographic location, language, age, occupation, and disabilities. Examples include the World Police and Fire Games, where athletes like the Ultimate Fighter competitor showcase their skills during the 2015 event in Fairfax, which you see here in the picture on the left. And then the Arnold Classic, which is a prestigious bodybuilding contest, which remains a central part of the annual Arnold Sports Festival held in Columbus, Ohio. These festivals not only promote athletic excellence, but also celebrate diversity, inclusion, and community spirit on both national and international stages. When organizing a mega event, careful consideration must be given to the planning and development of facilities to ensure the event's success and sustainability. Some key facility considerations include the competition facilities. You want to build for legacy and adapt for game time. Facilities should be designed with the long-term impact in mind, ensuring they can be used after the event. Temporary structures might be used for game time, but permanent structures should support future community use, sports events, or public gatherings. There should also be a focus on sustainability. It should be a top priority in mega event planning. This includes designing energy-efficient buildings using eco-friendly materials, reducing waste, and incorporating green spaces, ensuring that the facilities have a minimal environmental impact and contribute to long-term sustainability. It's crucial. The training facilities. Top-tier training facilities are essential for athletes to prepare and practice before their events. These should be equipped with the necessary equipment and spaces for all types of sports and training needs. The lodging and dining facilities are needed to accommodate over 5,000 athletes. The athletes' village must include comfortable housing, dining options, and necessary amenities, ensuring that the athletes can focus on their performance while having all their needs met. And the surrounding areas must offer sufficient hotels for media, officials, and tourists, as well as volunteers, and restaurants to cater to various tastes and dietary needs. Additionally, there should be ample opportunities for shopping and other activities, giving visitors and participants an enhanced experience during their stay. Competitive venues are the backbone of any mega event like the Olympics, as they require specialized world-class competitive venues designed to meet the highest international standards. The Rusky-Gorky Jumping Center was constructed for the 2014 Sochi Winter Games and hosted ski jumping and Nordic combined events. The Sankey Sliding Center, also built for the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, featured a state-of-the-art track for bobsled, skeleton, and the luge. Its development highlights the significant infrastructure investments required to host mega events. The planning and design of these venues require a focus on several key elements to ensure their effectiveness during the event and sustainability afterwards. The design for flexibility and adaptability. Competitive venues must be designed to host a variety of sports depending on the nature of the event. For example, a venue for the Olympics may need to accommodate different events such as track and field, swimming, and gymnastics. The design should allow for easy adaptation to different sports with minimal modifications. The venue should offer ample seating capacity to accommodate spectators with consideration for sight lines, accessibility, and comfort. And the experience should be engaging with modern amenities like Wi-Fi, food courts, and comfortable seating to enhance the overall spectator experience. The venue must also include high-quality infrastructure for the event, such as high-tech lighting, sound systems, and broadcast capabilities to ensure seamless media coverage. This is crucial for mega events that attract a global audience via TV and digital platforms. Sustainability and environmental impact are important. So sustainability is increasingly a priority in designing these competitive venues. This may involve using renewable energy sources, efficient water usage, and sustainable materials. Venues should also be designed to minimize their carbon footprint during the event and in their post-event use. After the event, competitive venues should be designed with legacy use in mind. This means they should have a purpose beyond the event, such as becoming permanent sport venues for local communities, hosting other international competitions, or serving as multi-purpose venues for concerts, events, or public gatherings. Safety measures are critical in any competitive venue. There should be appropriate security infrastructure in place to protect the athletes, staff, and spectators. This includes crowd management, emergency response systems, and safety protocols for all participants. Competitive venues should be easily accessible with transportation options like public transit, shuttle services, or parking. The venue should also be fully accessible for people with disabilities, ensuring everyone can participate as spectators or athletes. Since the 9/11 attacks, there has been a massive increase in security spending for mega events. Host cities are now required to implement extensive security measures to safeguard participants, spectators, and the surrounding community. This includes surveillance, anti-terrorism measures, crowd control, and emergency preparedness. To ensure effective security operations, staff, police, and military personnel must undergo specialized training. This training covers crowd management, emergency response protocols, and handling high-risk scenarios. Coordination between local law enforcement and international security agencies is crucial for smooth security operation. Mega events also rely heavily on volunteers, with events like the Olympics leading tens of thousands of people to assist with various tasks, such as managing crowds, guiding spectators, and providing information. These volunteers are integral to the success of the event, contributing to a positive experience for attendees. Volunteers must receive proper training to ensure they understand their roles and responsibilities. This training covers areas like guest services, event logistics, safety protocols, and first aid, ensuring that volunteers can contribute effectively and safely to the operation of the event. We actually had a few sport management students who were able to volunteer for the Final Four, the men's Final Four event a week or so ago. And they were there for volunteers for the street team, so giving information out regarding the activities that were going on, but also the green team and making sure that people were recycling their bottles and plastics. It was a great experience for all. We were glad they were able to go. So hopefully after studying this chapter, you have a better understanding of the mega events and their significance and wide-ranging impacts. And you should be able to discuss mega events, their role in shaping the global culture, economics, and international relations, and be able to identify and explain the positives and negative impacts that mega events can have on the host city, from boosting tourism and infrastructure to creating environmental and social challenges. Through examining the evolution of mega events over the last century, you hopefully will gain an insight into how events like the Olympics and FIFA World Cup have transformed in response to advancements in technology, sponsorship, and media, and be able to compare national and state level sport events with global events, understanding how local competitions such as the Universidad or Pan Arab Games relate to the larger framework of events like the Olympic Games. This knowledge will give you a comprehensive perspective on the scale, significance, and legacy of mega events in today's world. And that is all that I have for you today. I look forward to talking with you again. Have a great day.